Hello and welcome back to Heart of the Swarm. This is the mission Fire in the Sky. We are currently in the lovely loading screen of this mission, and if you look at the very top of the lava pool there in the top middle, you'll see a sort of splash of lava that I've always thought looks like a little girl dancing. I think in the past I'm gonna move my arrow cursor over to sort of show you, but I can see sort of near the very top where there's a very thin lash, I can sort of see the outline of a head. The dark bit where there's no lava is hair, then there's an ear, and then in the middle of that sort of semicircle, but there you go, I think I'm about to show you now, but yeah, there's an ear, and then there's a face, pointing at the face right now, I'm going over the head, and then I see like a little child's body with two arms splayed out because they're dancing. Don't know if you see that, but I see that, and I have seen that ever since I ever first saw this loading screen, and it's all I can ever see. So, what that says about my psyche, I have no idea. But now, my dear friends, it's time to press any key to continue.
The Bone Trench. This is the only approach to the Terran fortress. I tried to bring my brood through here once before. The Terrans brought their Gorgon battle cruisers from the skies. They strafed us over and over. My brood bled and died, along with any hope of pushing the Terrans from Char.
Wait, those are Scourge nests. They could bring down a Gorgon. We just need to reawaken them.
My queen, we should simply race through the trench, not waste time fighting Gorgons. If we surprise the Terrans, we can make it through with acceptable losses.
And if we don't, the swarm dies. You need to learn vision, Zagara. Planning, calculation, cunning. We can use this creep tumor to spawn a tumor near the Scourge nest. Once it's awake, Warfield's Gorgon is done for.
Okay, so we're booted up and ready to go, ready to progress on this mission.
My queen, General Warfield has called in a Gorgon. It is headed for our hive cluster.
That ship is huge. No wonder Warfield can't deploy two of them into the trench at once.
He only needs one.
Hurry. Spread creep to those Scourge nests so we can place a creep tumor by them.
That will awaken the Scourge nest. I hope it is enough to destroy the Gorgon.
I have a sneaking feeling that it will be exactly enough to destroy the Gorgon. So this mission is another lovely mission on Char, and this one is all about teaching us how to spread
Swarm
creep.
hungers.
My creep spread, I admit I could use some work because I am only a gold leaguer, and usually creep spread is the first macro thing to just fall out the window as soon as the game gets going, so I'll spread creep for a couple of minutes, and then I'll forget, and then I'll feel sad and emasculated when I watch people like Scarlet just splatter the map in purple. You know, that's what I want to be one day, so hopefully missions like this will teach me. You'll notice, though, that I'm not spreading the creep, and there's a reason for that. You see, General Warfield is a tactical genius, and his plan is to send Gorgons at us, one after one, despite the fact that we have a clear counter against them, obviously, because we keep destroying them. But he does send them one after one, so as soon as we destroy the first Gorgon, the second one's going to come, and we're going to need to spread our creep a bit further to get to the next creep nest. So what Scourge nest even. So what I want to do is I want to macro up and sort my base out and get all of my affairs in order before awakening the first Scourge nest and destroying the first Gorgon. Is it boring? Is it cheating? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I was intended to do this, but either way, I figured out that if I just wait the longest time possible to destroy the Gorgons, then I get the longest time possible to build up my army. And on a difficulty like Brutal, that is what you need to do. Now, as for the achievements, I can't remember any of them, because I did the achievements pretty much as soon as Heart of the Swarm came out, and haven't given them another thought since, because I've done them. I would have liked to do them all again.
I'm about to destroy you, Kerrigan.
Ooh, big words. But, yeah, there's no way to sort of reset achievements in games like StarCraft, and I kind of wish there was, because, let's face it, Despite the fact that we all said we
Push
wouldn't
ahead.
be suckered in when we first saw achievements, we have been suckered in. We like getting achievements. There's something satisfying about getting an achievement. So now that I've got all the achievements, I can't get any more achievements, and that's quite sad, because I would quite happily reset everything and just achieve all the achievements again, just to feel great. But, well, you've only got the one Battle.net account. I'm not going to spend £40 buying another copy of this game and another account just to do the achievements again. I'm not that hungry to feel worth something. So there you go. It's getting
Awaken.
close.
Annihilate that Gorgon.
It's still getting closer in the cutscene. I wonder if you can actually get yourself killed if you leave it too late during the cutscene. I'm not sure. Either way.
Perfect. This is the beginning of the end, Warfield.
The Scourge Nest spent its entire life force to take out the Gorgon.
We have more. Get a creep tumor by the next one. Move.
Now, if you're wondering what a Scourge Nest is, there's not really any such thing as a Scourge Nest, but
You have my attention.
in... what was I going to say? In StarCraft 1. There you go, StarCraft 1.
Discovered usable essence within Zerg biomass. Valuable sequences. Recover will empower Queen of Blades.
Nothing stands.
So yeah, in StarCraft 1, one of the Zerg units for use in single player and multiplayer was Scourge, which are basically like flying banelings. Now, if that sounds scary and overpowered, bear in mind that you didn't have land banelings
Get another
in,
Gorgon into the fight.
or land Scourge even in StarCraft 1. It was just Scourge. You just had Zerglings and Scourge. Well, you had more than that, obviously, but the point is you didn't have banelings, but you did have Scourge. So Zerg were quite a scary air presence in StarCraft 1, where they're not quite so scary these days. I mean, Mutalisks are a bit horrible, but they had Mutalisks in StarCraft 1 as well. And other than Mutalisks, Zerg's air is not that impressive. You've got the Corruptors, which are just a joke. They just seem so weak. I've never ever ever gotten Corruptors and thought, wow, that was a good investment. These guys are really strong. It just doesn't happen.
Yes?
Um,
Get going.
so you've got Corruptors, you've got Broodlords, which of course attack the ground and not the air, which means they're completely vulnerable to air units. And you've got Vipers, which are spellcasters, and while they can be very useful, they're not exactly what I'd call a scary threat. Not in the visceral way the Scourge are. Now, Kerrigan has died because I'm not very good at this game and I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy. I was macroing hard and microing soft, and that can be a bit of an issue when my dear hero has fallen, but she'll be back soon. Anyway, as I was talking, we discovered the bonus objective, which is to find Zerg biomass. There are 3 bits scattered across the level. I can't remember off the top of my head where they are, but spoiler alert, I am going to find them all. I'm just going to scour the map, dominate everything using my all Swarm Queen army. It's going to be fine. But yes, definitely from this point onwards you do want to be doing all the bonus objectives because that's what makes Kerrigan strong. And trust me, I know she seems a little pathetic at the minute because, you know, we get into a fight, I don't pay attention to the fight for a couple of seconds and she's dead. It doesn't seem that impressive, but trust me, she's going to become game-breakingly ridiculous. Oops, somehow, I don't know how, but I somehow sent all of my drones with me. Those are the sort of mistakes. I don't know if it was a hotkey mistake or whatever, but I made some sort of mistake there and it was pretty bad. Wasn't a big deal in single player. But when things like that happen in multiplayer, you do not feel good about it. And such things have happened to me before. I have been embroiled in the middle of a tense battle.
Gorgon is almost to the hive cluster. We need
Oh,
another Scourge
my
nest.
dudes! I get them out there just in time, so I'm going to send another Scourge cluster, it's going to be fine. But yes, anyway, as I was saying, I've been embroiled in an intense battle. Me and the enemy have been flinging reinforcements at each other, and then somehow, like, I press a bad
There's more
button,
coming.
and
Spread the creep.
my army is nowhere to be
Bring in
seen.
a
I'm sending all my
Gorgon.
workers
Crush
out in the
Kerrigan.
middle. I don't know how that happened, but it happened, and I have to
Who
live
asked
with the
you?
consequences. And usually in multiplayer games,
Yes?
you can't live with the consequences. You die because of the consequences. But
Let's get this over with.
you know, I need to
Nothing
learn
stands
control.
in my way.
I need to get better at this game, and the only way to get better is
Push
to
ahead.
play. So,
Out with it.
I'm obviously going to try and dominate the next areas as
Deploy
quickly as
drop pods.
possible, because I want to know that I can take that Scourge nest as any time I want to. You know, I don't want to think, oh god, time's running out, I better fight for it. That's just no good. As you can see, Swarm Queens are not as strong as I may have led you to believe. I've realised now I've lost my entire army. I need to leave. Now,
This world
I don't think putting in Zerglings would have helped, though maybe it would. I think I just needed to build up a bigger force. I wasn't in that much of a rush. I could have waited to get another volley of Swarm Queens. Maybe that would have tipped the tide. But in fact, I think what really tipped the tide is that there was a siege tank over there that I just let get a billion kills. I should have killed it immediately with Kerrigan. I'm sure if I killed that, then all of my queens would still be alive, and that horrible, horrible mistake wouldn't have happened. I was considering restarting, just boot up the mission again. Let's do that again because that was bad. But I decided to see an experiment for you and me. If you could screw up that badly in a mission and still win it. And spoiler alert, you can, so that's good. That's good. Speaking of, if you're ever wondering, oh, is he gonna make it through this mission? Is he gonna survive? The answer is yes, because I can't be bothered to sort of record voices for and show you the ones where I die. There's just no point in that. You don't want to see me die. Maybe if I was doing multiplayer games, you'd love to see me die because it can be hilarious. But in a single player game, there's not that much humour to be had in a death. It's just a painful waste of time, really. But, I am not relenting on the aggression. Thanks to my 3 hatcheries. Got some queens at the ready. And those marines just cannot stand up to the might of the actually quite massive Swarm Queens. So I'm going to send in the next lot of Scourgy. Could I have waited? Probably, but I don't want to leave too many things to chance. Plus, having that Gorgon there can, in fact,
another Gorgon down. Keep it up.
Ruin my supply lines, as in my rallying queens. They could walk under the Gorgon and get killed, which does happen later on because I'm great at this game. You'll see I put down some Spore Crawlers there. I don't know if I needed to put any Spore Crawlers down. I don't know if Terran harass you with flying units in this mission, but just because you don't know doesn't mean you shouldn't react to it. It's always a good tip for any aspiring player of this game. If you can't scout out what your enemy is doing, then prepare for everything. Don't prepare for nothing, prepare for everything. See that my Spine Crawler wall is very sufficient to take out these baddies. Of course, one Spine Crawler did fall, and that was tragic. Oh, what's going on? Now that is a habit I need to get out of. You see where I put my cursor to the bottom and drag? No, I shouldn't do that. I should just click on the minimap to get there straight away. It is in fact a lot faster once you just practice it a little bit, so yeah. If anyone sees me doing that ever again, chastise me, because I need to get into good habits, good control habits that will make me much faster at this game.
Who asked you?
Because the name of the game is Speed. You can say it's strategy, but let's be completely honest. How much strategy is there really?
There's not much time.
You can scout your enemy, see what your enemy is doing, and then you can do the thing that is good against what your enemy is doing. You might say, well, what is that? Well, after you play a couple of games, or just, watch some streams, you'll figure it out. If the enemy is going for flying things, go for things that are good against flying things. This game is not quite as strategically intense as chess. What this game is something in which you have to be very quick. So learning these little quick tricks is the key. Now, you see that Kerrigan died again because I just have the best control. And, ooh, I got some Greenlings. I didn't even know about that.
That Gorgon is almost to the hive cluster. We need another Scourge nest.
We do, and I'm actually quite far away. Are my queens... Oh, they're gonna just sneak in there. That's good. Kerrigan is back on the field. She will help, but oh, Kerrigan, we are going to need you for that. But Kerrigan is not here, so we're going to have to take that tank down by ourselves. There you go. Now, sometimes,
The enemy in combat.
when the enemy has a very dangerous unit that is obviously dealing the lion's share of the damage, sometimes you just have to ignore all of their enemies and go for the dangerous enemy. And that can feel counterintuitive, walking past a whole bunch of things as they're shooting at you. Oh, there you go. Oh, all 3 of those queens. Not quite killed, but very close to kill. That was pretty bad. But yes, it's counterintuitive, as scary as that can feel. Sometimes it is worth taking a few hits just to take out the very, very dangerous thing.
Got another one. Leave this planet to
I
me,
think I have
Warfield.
completely not noticed the fact that my
Never,
hive is under
Kerrigan.
attack because the Gorgon just exploded at the same time.
Called in another Gorgon, my queen.
Have I figured it out yet? I'm hovering there.
Lots of bones in that
I have
trench.
spotted the
All
explosion.
Zerg. You'll join them soon enough.
So Warfield is taunting me, he's telling me about his brilliant strategy of just doing the same thing 7 times in a row. Obviously, he is a strategic genius in the same way that Azmodan from Diablo 3 is a strategic genius. Those tanks, they had their way with my spine crawlers quite a bit, and that is not good. But I can just build more of them. That is the joy.
Speak.
That is the joy of never spending your minerals on Zerglings. You just have so many minerals to make static defense. And in single player games, not single player games in general, I mean single player games of this game, static defense is incredibly valuable. Like, static defense is valuable in multiplayer as well. There are many situations in which you want to get your good static defense. Look at me take down that tank, I'm great, but so yeah, as useful as it is in multiplayer, it's just even more useful in single player, because in multiplayer, you know, your enemy can do all sorts of things. They can attack you when you're not expecting it and when you haven't established your static defense, or they can see that you're investing in static defense and just expand all over the map, take advantage of your timidness. But in single player, that's not going to happen. You can build static defense and your enemy is not going to do a damn thing. And they're not going to be clever enough to go around your static defense and do anything intelligent. So, putting down static defense in single player is pretty... it's what you need to do. That's all I'm saying. Queen Army has gotten nice and sizable again. One can only imagine how big it would be now if I hadn't let that tank kill so many of my people. But, it's all going well. It's going so well, in fact, that the queens in the back aren't actually doing anything, and I should really just sort of step forward and let everyone attack. Maybe one day I'll be intelligent enough to do that, but today is not that day. Do you know what I really want to do? I haven't done it yet, but what I really want to do is I want to wait for a Viking to land,
We need another scourge nest.
and then lift it back up with Crushing Grip again. I think that would be
You have my attention.
poetically funny, in the same way as if you're playing Protoss, and you're using Phoenixes, and you lift a landed Viking. It's just these little fun facts of life. Alright, Gorgon number 5 is about to go down, and yet we still only have 1 out of 3 of the biomasses, which is pretty bad. So you'll notice that where I'm going now has nothing to do with the Scourge Nests. Yeah, the Scourge Nest is all the way at the top of the map. Why am I throwing away?
Another Gorgon! You'll pay for this, Kerrigan.
Damn, those
Get another Gorgon into the fight.
tactics, Warfield, you're too good for me. So yeah, why am I ignoring what I should be doing? I mean, to be fair, another Scourge Nest has appeared down there, which is good for me. But I didn't even know that was going to happen. I was just going down here in the hopes of finding a Zerg biomass, because... there you go, let's have some Queens Lake, some creep. And there you go, I found one, it's over there. But my dedication to these objectives is real. I am going to fight for this love. I'm also going to fight for that biomass, and now, oh dear, my queens are under attack. That one's going to die immediately. That's pretty bad. We are in a lot of trouble.
There's not much time.
A bunker is being constructed.
Nothing, Stan.
Now, you might think, does that mean the AI actually build things and get stronger? Oh look, I've lost most of my queens again, that's good. But no, the AI does not build things and get stronger. That is just an illusion. It's an optical illusion. They're building a bunker because we've gotten close to them. They'd have done that
What
no
is
matter
it
what.
now?
They're just making it look like they're intelligent without actually being intelligent.
Swarm hunger.
Now, we are taking down all of Terran with just queens. This is the sort of thing you wish could happen in multiplayer, but it never will. But you would feel hilarious if it ever did.
Depleted.
My mineral fields are starting to be depleted, which that's a downside of the single player campaigns. You tend to only get 1 or 2 bases, and if you want to expand anywhere else, no, you can't, because there's nowhere to expand to. So once you run out of minerals, you have literally run out of
The swarm
minerals,
never rests.
and what you've managed to make with those minerals is just what you're going to have to take to the end of the mission. So these queens, I have got to start treating them like literal queens. I have got to protect them, I have got to revere them, because too many of them die, I'm actually doomed.
The swarm.
There you go, there's 2 tanks, there's 2 bunkers. This is like a queen killing factory. I don't know. Kerrigan's died again because she's so good at this game. But fortunately,
To the hive cluster. We need another scourge nest.
look at that. I don't know if I already pointed that out. I might have done on a previous video. But yes, if she's dead, and it's time for her to talk as part of cutscene, she will do so in her chrysalis, because attention to detail is what Blizzard is all about. But yeah, essentially that was like most of the rest of the army. That last big meat grinder there, I mean, I think we've got maybe a tank or two left on that last little bit, and as you can see, a couple of fire bats, but that's really it. So I think these queens that we've got still alive are going to carry us to the end, and that's pretty exciting. But what I need now, what I really need,
Can't get rid of me that easy.
is for Kerrigan, because she needs to personally collect that biomass. We can't have a queen do it for her, she needs to go do it. So off
Out
she
with it.
pops. Hopefully those Scourge are going to arrive. There they go. Sky.
Get a strike team to that Scourge nest before the Zerg activate it.
Another Gorgon down. Keep it up. Awaken more scourge nests.
Oh,
Claimed this planet in the name of the Terran Dominion. I'm not gonna lose it.
so yes, actually,
Oh,
what he's
I
going to
think
do is
you
going to send
are.
out a strike team.
This
When
is
you're on
your
6 out of
last
7, he
Gorgon,
does in
isn't it?
fact do that. This could be pretty deadly. Kerrigan, she didn't get the tank, she didn't get the all-important kill, she just died again. And this is pretty bad, because the mission is about to finish. I only have one more Scourge nest to go, and can my queens beat this? Of course they can, make queens, but my queen count is lower than ever before. I have only 5 left. That's a bit bad, especially when I still have one chunk of Terran left to take. But yeah, what I was really concerned about, the real race now, is can I actually physically get Kerrigan to this upgrade before the mission ends? Now, you'll notice that none of my drones are doing anything anymore. I think... Am I going to be awesome? Yes, I am. The drones are joining the fight. They can no longer harvest minerals. That's not part of their job description anymore. So we are going to enlist
I will
them
not be stopped.
as militia, as it were. Unfortunately, I can't spread the creep further because there is something there that's blowing it up. I don't know who's the tank. It doesn't look like there's enough room for a tank to be in that shadow, but you'll never know. It's probably just a marauder or something,
What
but
is
yeah.
it now?
We are going to go for the all-drone, all-kill, super army spectacular extraordinaire. That looked a bit strong to be a marauder. I think that might have indeed been a tank.
Who asked you?
But if it is a tank, that tank is about to
Yes.
get the most unlikely attack it's ever
The swarm
known.
never rests.
It's going to get swarmed and destroyed by drones. Because you know what? Sometimes you've
Swarm
just got to go
hungers.
all in. And
Speak
this
clearly.
moment of my life, I do need to go all in. And there you go.
Biomass obtained. Good sequences.
The so-called
ahead.
biomass. Oh, look, there is a tank. There's also a Thor. This is pretty harsh. I don't know if I'd even have managed to do this if I didn't bring my drones, actually. I don't know how 5 queens would fare against the Thor and some biomats. Maybe they'd win it, especially with Kerrigan there. But
Swarm
the point is that the drones definitely confirmed the kill there. Those drones were very important to my battle strategy. So,
That Gorgon is almost to the hive cluster.
revere me.
We need
Revere
another
me as the
scourge
genius
nest.
I am. I also like that there's a few mineral and gas pickups in there.
Push
Like,
ahead.
you're really going to need a few more mineral and gas once you've already defeated
asked
the
you?
last enemies on this map. It's just, you know, it's one of those things. But now it is time for this mission to end. It is time for everything to finish once and for all. Look at that Scourge. It's going to erupt. Out it goes. And of course, in StarCraft 1 there wasn't a volley of them like that. You made one Scourge at a time and used your Scourge as you saw fit. But yeah. Oh,
Pull back! Repeat! All Dominion forces in the trench! Retreat! We've lost control! Kerrigan, this is Warfield. I know you can hear me. I have a message for you. Bring everything you have. Bring your whole swarm. I don't want to hunt down stragglers after we wipe you out.
I'll see you on the Dauntless Plateau, old man.
them's fighting words. Fighting words have been spoke. So let's have a look at the achievements and what they are. Just complete the mission. Don't let 5 units die to the battle cruiser. And destroy 3 orbital commands. So there you go. That's easy peasy. Especially since they're on normal difficulty. You can just turn it to normal, get your queen army, and wreak some havoc. That's going to be fine. That's going to be so easy to do. I have no idea what the hard mission was, the hard achievement, because I can't remember, as I've already said. But now we're going to look at this lovely planet, which is probably Char, all things considered. I'm gonna wait for this loading screen to end, and then I'm just gonna...
I feel my queen's hatred burning like a star. But there is something underneath it. I do not understand.
It's pain, Isha. Sometimes even my hatred can't shield me from memories.
Of an enemy who damaged you?
No. Memories of better times. Of a friend now lost.
You have grown stronger, my queen. New abilities are available within your chamber.
Isha, when the Queen of Blades... When I commanded the swarm here on Char, what was I like?
You were mighty. You made us cunning and strong. And we knew we would survive forever under you.
And now?
Now nothing is clear, but the swarm will continue. If you die, we will serve another leader.
I am the leader of the swarm, and if I die, so do all of you. Remember it.
Your strategy against the Terrans was strange, but I understand it now.
Abathur's changes are bearing fruit. Do you remember what I told you on the battlefield?
Vision. Is this like cunning?
No.
Viciousness?
Abathur, go to him.
His work is painful.
His work will make you understand Vision.
I will go.
I don't need to read Warfield's mind to know what he's planning for me. He has no idea what he's up against.
A new tier of abilities has awakened. If you wish to use a new ability, you must select it. Otherwise, it will not activate.
New discovery. Large-scale improvement to Zergling sequences.
What kind of improvement?
Answer complex. Can branch evolution of fully evolved Zergling. Form 2 new strains.
Then add them to the swarm, Abathur.
Strains mutually exclusive. Will compete in sequence. One must be chosen. Other must be discarded.
Fine. Make some of each. I want to see them in action.
We'll set up tests for both. Initiate from Evolution Pit.
What is that sound?
Failed experiments. Reverting to biomass. Slow process.
At least put them out of their misery first.
Wasted effort. Creatures will die soon. Pain irrelevant.
When you say things like that, Abathur, I almost remember you. And I feel anger.
Anger product of adrenaline. Stress response. Imminent threat. No threat to you. No anger.
I'll be the judge of that.
Zergling strain ready for augmentation. Unique essence discovered on Dominion Security World. Collect essence. Adapt Zergling. Destroy Dominion outpost.